I don't advocate for child abuse or smacking a child. However, some of these children might need a good spanking in the booty. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Children of the Corn. So what is this movie about? Yes, you've heard of the 1984 Children of the Corn movie with Linda Hamilton, which there is a review coming out of that soon. But this is a new 2020 version or 2023 version. I can't tell you. I think it was made then, but released now. But it is about a corn monster. Corn Pop. Joe Biden was correct. Corn Pop does exist. So maybe he's telling the truth on more things than I thought. Anyway, the story starts off with a kid coming out of the corn, and he's like, I gotta do this. And then he starts murdering random people. And then it cuts to them gassing kids, which I don't know. And then this little girl runs to the corn, and for 4 days, she's like, I found my corn pops. And then all of a sudden, adults are dumb in this movie. And that's what I got from this movie. Some good gore, a corn monster, but just the writing and what happens in this movie, you're just like, this shit dumb. This shit is dumb. However, let's talk about the positive of the movie first. I'll say some of the kid acting is really good. If you're supposed to make this small Greta Thunberg looking character a bitch, holy cow, you made her a fucking disastrous child, which I'm like, you belong in like The Exorcist, or you belong in more of like The Omen. Like, get away from me, you fucking child. Like, no. This could be considered a birth control movie for some people. Like, I don't want to raise that hooligan. What the fuck is this shit? Anyway, there's that. And some kills and gore were pretty good. I'll give it that. I'll say, oh yeah, those eyes are popping out. That's pretty cray-cray. And some other gore, you're like, yeah, okay. I'll give you props for having some good gore and special effects. But that doesn't save you from the writing and just the stupidness of this parents and of this story. Yes, acting is completely uneven with the adults versus the kids. I'll say the kids acted better than the adults in this movie. There's a scene where they're at this church or a community center, and they're like, "You're kids, kids voting," and you're just like, "What the fuck is this?" And then there's also just like tones of this movie which I don't understand, because it starts off with saying, "We gotta get rid of this corn because there's a big organization that use pesticides and these bad GMOs." And then the adults come in saying, well, to get rid of the corn, we have another big corporation come and clear the land. And clear the land, I guess, to have housing developments. But that makes no sense, because there would be no housing developments there at that part of Nebraska unless China bought the land, which makes more sense if China bought that land. And they're the ones that actually sold the GMOs. But anyway, we're going to weird political things, because then this little girl almost turns to Greta Thunberg of like, kill the adults! They're ruining everything! How dare you? How dare you? And you're just like, what are we doing? What are you trying to prove with this whole story? And then, okay, that happens. Then all of a sudden, one of the girls tells a reporter, like, hey, let's bring someone on the outside and say bad GMOs to the corn, which kind of makes no sense. And then all of a sudden, all of the adults are in a jail cell, handcuffed, are dead on the streets. What? So these adults just literally like, okay, child, handcuff me and throw me in the jail cell while you've killed other adults. No, you do. You slap a child. You knock a child out at that point. Then you put them somewhere and you call for backup help. Because if these kids are literally murdering adults on the street, you do what you can to incapacitate them. Shoot them in the hands. Shoot them in the feet. They're not going to die. They'll have some scars and be like, I can't use my hands no more. You gotta be smart. Okay. And then all of a sudden, they gas or the police station, like, oh, this is revenge. Only like 2 people did the revenge thing with the thing, not all the adults in the community. Okay, whatever. And then the next scene, half of the adults are in a hole in the cornfield. How the fuck did these 8 and 12-year-olds get these adults from point A to point B? There's no explanation, right? So what was it? Were they dragged? Did they use cars? Did they use tractors? It doesn't make sense. There is no, it's just like, and we're cutting to this scene, and we're cutting to this scene, and we're cutting to this scene. You're just like, this makes no fucking sense. And everything in this movie, you're just like, I know what's going to happen. The girl is now covered in gasoline. Oh, wait a minute. The car in the beginning was leaking gasoline. And wait a minute. I'm a smoker now. You're just like, the just point A to point B to point C, how we're getting there. You're just like, this is some third grade shit of like, no twists and turns. You know exactly what's going to happen. And then the ending shows up. And then the ending's there. And the ending turns into another corn pop. Like, looks like the corn pop master had a child. And now it's like, Miss Corn Pop Jr. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, Children of the Corn. I won't lie. The one that came out in 84 is not a really good movie either. But holy shit, that's a masterpiece compared to this one. Literally, positive. Some good kid acting. The gore was pretty good. And then the CGI at the very end with Miss Corn Pop Jr., that wasn't bad looking. The corn monster, Corn Pop himself, it wasn't too bad. The gore, not too bad. But everything else, the writing, the transitions, the what the fuck moments, just, it doesn't make sense. This movie, at least the first one, there's like a religious element to it about something happening. This, it's randomly just like, GMOs made a corn pop. Fucking sure. So, Children of the Corn will receive a 1 out of 5 with Futons. It goes at 20%. So, see the critics' news scores gave this one. So, you have critics a 7% with 27 of them. No audience score. There's fewer than 50. Yeah, I can understand a 7. Yeah, it's not scary. Impossible. Someone gave it a 0 out of 5. Yeah, I can see some. Yeah. The transitions of like, it's just like, these adults are dumb. They're fucking dumb. 720. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Mom, no things. Futon. Toby, Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching my freaking fantastic day, week, month, or year. I love every single one of you. And let's get to 1,700 by the end of April. I think we could do it. And I need your help.